Okay, today I'm talking about the Beretta Model 81, also known as the Cheetah. This model is in 32 ACP. It's a surplus firearm coming over from Europe. They use them in police departments, prison guards, even some military police and carry this as their main firearm. They think a little bit differently of the 32 ACP than we do, but that's a whole nother conversation. And this firearm was picked up from Classic Firearms, and it's an absolute beauty, as you can see. Just gorgeous. The gun has no flaws, no scratches, no rust, or anything at all. It's just a really beautiful piece. And the thing of it is there's videos about these guns all over the internet. And like this, okay? The chances that you get one like this are probably pretty slim, 50-50 at best. It's a toss of a coin. And there's no reason to pay the $20-$25 hand select because it doesn't make a damn bit of difference. All right, there's people I know pay hand select and they get them covered in rust. And they don't care because they're going to strip it down to the springs and pins and reglue it. And they understand, they've been doing this long enough, they understand what they're going to get or can get. I just happened to get lucky. It was the luck of the draw, that's all it was, that I ended up with a pistol that was in this kind of condition. I put the custom grips on it, of course, and it's just a really sweet shooter, a beautiful gun. And I didn't fall for the buying the extra magazine for $50 a few months later either. I picked up a remanufactured magazine that it's a MechGar magazine, holds 14 rounds. I fired 300 rounds through this without any issues whatsoever. No hang-ups, no failures of feed, eject, anything. Works like a dream. There's a company out there that takes the MechGar 380 magazine and remanufacture it to shoot 32 ACP, 14 rounds. Okay, $28. I can IM you with that information if you're interested and you want to pick one up and don't pay the fees that they're asking out there for the new magazines or the used magazines, whatever they are. I haven't purchased one, so that's something. I just don't want to buy a spare magazine for $50 or even what they're selling them for now, 30-some dollars. I would have liked it if they would have sold it to me when I bought the firearm for 30, 35 bucks. I would have bought one then. But I see they're coming down in price from what they were just a few weeks back. Anyway, my whole point is that when you get into buying these surplus firearms, you got to realize your chance of getting one of these is, 50-50, like I said, or maybe less. It's a luck of the draw. And whether you get one that looks like this, that's in this kind of condition, you just have to wait and see. And when you go to your FFL to pick it up, if it's not what you want, send it back. You have the right to do that. It's your money. You're the customer, and if you're not satisfied with the product, don't fill the paperwork out ahead of time and take the weapon. Look at the weapon first, inspect it very closely, and if it's not up to your standards, send it back. You can either get another one, you can move on to someone else that'll work with you and pick you out a decent one, and so that you'll be happy. You don't have to be stuck with something that you're not happy with. That's the main thing. So for me, I knew that going in, and I was totally shocked. I was expecting something that had maybe some flaws and some scratches and some rust, but I just got totally 100% lucky and ended up with a firearm that is just immaculate. It's a beautiful weapon, and I'm just so happy to have it. And I see people all over the internet upset because they didn't get one of these. Well, that's what happens. And I've had it happen to me. That's why I do not use hand select anymore. And you just have to refuse the firearm and move on, or work with them to get you something that you'll feel more comfortable with. Well, that's what happens when you're purchasing what's known in the industry as a surplus firearm. When these come over from these foreign countries, this gun is still made by Beretta, brand new, and it MSRP's for I believe it's $815. If you can find one in the United States, you're usually going to pay somewhere between $650 to $700 for it. So that's why everybody was jumping all over these when they first came out. And that's why I was so happy to be able to add this to my collection. When I saw it, I'm like, man, this thing is beautiful. And it shoots as good as it looks. It's light recoil, it's extremely accurate, high capacity magazines. It's a fantastic little firearm. So if you know ahead what you're getting into, and what to do when it gets to your FFL, if it's not up to your standards, like I said, reject it, have them send it back. That's your right. Then you know you're way ahead of everybody else, because a lot of people just see these ads and see these people on the internet and go, oh, this is my Beretta 81. This I got it from this beautiful, blah 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 blah. And I picked hand select. Well, even if you pick hand select, the chances are you're not going to get something like this. Okay, so just know that going in up front, and then you won't be disappointed, and you'll set your standards a little bit lower, or be ready to know that this is not what you're going to get. Even though there's people out there, there's videos all over YouTube and everywhere showing, and I know they're out there. I've seen them, I've watched them, but I've got buddies and other people that I know that have bought these, and they don't look nothing like this. Okay, they look 100 years older. They're pitted, they're rusted, they have issues, and so it's a surplus firearm coming from another country, and you don't have a chance to inspect it but one time when it gets to your FFL. And if you're not happy with it, at that point, reject the firearm and send it back. Start over. I know it's a long process. I know it's a pain in the ass, but if you're not going to be happy and you're picky like I am, then that's what you need to do. Okay? Getting on the internet and bitching about you didn't get what you wanted, it isn't going to do you or anybody else any good. Just research it, know what you're getting to ahead of time, and good luck, and happy shooting. Take care.